So just start by loosening off. The arms nice and loose. Play with kind of big movements, smaller movements on the ground. Go side to side. Rotation. Rolling through the spine. Okay, just placing the hands and then just letting them drop down. Your knees to swing down. Good. Okay, and then just go to the hips this way. So one hand to the shoulder and the other to the lower back. Okay, just swinging in a lower circle. Shoulder spread. Then come back. Start to increase the circle. And so you need to top. Then really sit back down. Okay, just shaking the hands out. Rolling them. One leg. take the whole body. Good. Okay, take a Bokken. Okay, nice big movements just with the first Saburu. Take your time, really find the back, and down. Nice big, clear movement. Yeah. Good. And then just Zengo, eating so in two directions. Nice and finding the opposite side. Nice. Good. And then to the second Saburu. So just rolling back. Just take your time, really find this position, and then finding the back, pressing forward with the hips. Really just concentrate on the hip work. Now the hands to settle into the hips, into the ground. Good. And then just look for it in two directions. So the first cut, come back, cut down, and then this is just rotate underneath the sword. Just go straight into the Jodan Kama. Find this kind of 45-degree angle on the back and cut. So just work on this kind of rotating underneath the sword. Cutting down, rotating underneath, cutting down. And then good. And then go to number 3. So just nice. One motion, follow the other side. Sink it up. Really take your time. Sink the hips down. Find the back hip. And then use the top of the head to find the cut. 3 really distinct movements. Right, you know. And down. Oh. Oh. Okay. And in this case, with the coordination, just really look for the feeling, so really stretching up, and then feel that this motion of the hand is really by the hips dropping. So really allow the hips to kind of draw the sword down. So if you're kind of pulling the sword down, pulling it down. So rather than just kind of drop the arms, just get this feeling of the center pulling the sword down, and the hips opening out, the knees really opening out here, and really allow yourself to find this position. So right at the bottom, find the back here. Really explode out, find the ground this way. Okay, just making kind of coordination with the hips leading the movement, pulling the sword down. Pressing them down. Yeah, that's it. Great. Good. And then just working in terms of two directions. You can do it this way. So the first the same, coming up, rolling down, pressing forward. Now from here, press from the back foot and allow the sole to find the spine this way. You do this kind of motion. You cut down, release it, and spiral into this movement. Roll down, spiral from the back. So, rocking down. Oh. Oh. So,
Also das verstehe ich nicht. Interessant.
great. Okay, good. We're just going to work on this kind of motion now. So using this kind of slicing motion, we do two motions, so two movements. The first one's just to the side, so slicing out to the side. And then here from the back leg, you're going to slice her again and cut to the back. Just keep this right side. Right side forward, you're going to slice out to the side. And then from here, slicing back, cutting to the side this way. So working really on a 90-degree angle. Right to the side, slice out. And then step right through and cut to the back. Like that. Slide. Cut back this way. Okay, give it a try. Just from the front foot to the side. Wow. So, so. Okay. And in this case, just work the footwork, so and the angle. So the first movement, you're really going to come to the side, so slide the front leg out. And then facing basically the hammy facing the way you started this way, and then just follow through with a step. So you end up cutting kind of on the 3/4. So start this way, slide out right to the side, slide to the yeah. And then from here, just press forward this way. Slide out from there. So really working these kind of 90-degree angles. One here and this way. Let's give it a try. Nice and easy. Yes, sir. There we go. Very nice. Good. Okay, now you're just going to work in a kind of 180 turn. So in this case here, you're going to rotate from the front foot, just slice to the back this way. And then from here, continue the motion. You're just going to continue the sword and cut straight down to the back this way. It's just a full 180-degree turn. So from the front foot, slice out to the back, and then continue this motion. This way, there's a slice, cut to the back. So really, in this case, 180 degrees. Slice, continue, and cut to the right, just like this. Good.
Mach das. Tief konzentrieren.
Okay, nice. Just put the Bokkens to the side. We'll just look at some basic taijutsu work. Starting with Taino Henkoso. Take your time, really find the ground, find your extension, sink the weight in, and then rotate to the back. Change sides. Find your extension, sink in, and roll to the back. Nice and solid, really as if you cut with the sword. So it's really grounded. The back. Nice and wide, fully extended. So. Okay, and then just practice this in a slightly more fluid way. So find the extension, just roll through in one motion. Now what you're going to do from here is just roll back and offer the hands, the opposite side. And just again, roll to the back. Change, roll to the back. Change, roll to the back. Keep it nice and fluid. So rolling and turning motion in one. Roll to the back, keep the extension out. Rolling. Keep the hips feeling nice and fluid. Strong extension all the time. Heavy. Start slowly and you can start to pick up the pace. Nice. Good. Nice. Good. Okay, we're going to move like a kokyunage. So in this case, just one hand, as if one hand's being grabbed. You're going to roll in to the side and imagine you're taking the wrist here. And then with this hand, you're really going to spiral out the grip this way. So this comes in together and then rolls out this way. And this frees the arms. You want a really big spiraling motion here. So just to practice this very first motion. So rolling in, the hand comes in and then really roll the grip out. You really want, in this case, a spiral that passes through the grip. This way. So a nice big clear spiral. This rolling out. Rolling out. And in this case, just practice kind of one-handed. So just to get the movement. So if the right foot's forward, what you're going to do is roll the body in, and then from here, roll this out this way. You're just making a kind of a rotation with the feet, not a full tenkan. But just get this feeling really from the elbow down to the hands really going to spiral out this way. Just try this one-handed. So left hand, left foot forward, slide in and coil out with the hand. With the hand, slide in and really coil out with the body this way. Coil out with the body. Coil out with the body. Just forget the backhand, just kind of have it behind. Got it. Neat. Yeah, and in this case, just keep the feet as they are. So you basically, the footwork, I'm just going to do this motion. So without a full kind of tenkan, I'm just going to be here, slide the feet in, and then just with a 180 movement. or this side, just slide in and go to the back. But in this case, without rotating to the back. You can do this also. This is a slightly different move. One. Keep the footwork nice and simple, like you do for a Marotadori. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Michael,
Yeah.
this body turn, is this called kaiten?
Yeah. Sometimes called a kaiten. Yeah.
Okay.
They call it. What's the other word? Tenkai or kaiten. Sometimes it's called kind of different things.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, kaiten just does this kind of rotation. So. Okay, good. We'll go to the next move. So bring the backhand in. So in this case, you're going to roll out with the same motion, and then this hand comes into meter. This way, roll out, and then this hand that's free now rolls all the way back. You find the kokinage this way. So you roll in, spiral out, and then spiral out this way with the hip. Nice and simple. Roll in, and then coil the hips in here. Nice and grounded. Roll in, roll out. Using the hip. Spiral in, spiral out. Oh. Good. That's it. Good, good. That's it. Good. And try to imagine the second movement's going over the top. So you've got this motion, and then rather than just kind of simply going back and then opening this out, really have the feeling that it's going over the top. That's right. And then coming in here. You actually want the arm to pass over the top of the body. This is like you go over the person's power rather than directly into them. So you want this feeling of spiraling up and over, up over the back and then down this way. If you just slightly exaggerate this more here, and then rolling up with it, and then pushing down with it. Okay, give it a try. So you want to ride over the top of the power. So it comes out this way. You really allow the chest, everything's opening out. So this kind of motion, rather than this kind of tight. Allow the spiral to really open out and then come through. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Great. Nice. Okay, and then we'll do one more. This is against the elbow, against the arm and the elbow. So in this case, now you rotate fully. So you do a similar kind of motion, this first motion here, and then rather than rotation in this way, you made a full rotation, so full tenkan this way and to the back here. And in this case, keeping the arm fully extended. So you roll in the same way, taking the grip, and then really roll to the back here. And then basically the arm is stretched out here, and this arm's right underneath the elbow on the joint, and then you just press from the back. and throw the stuff. Release. Come here, find this motion, and then we can coil to the back with a rotation, and then pressing through. Right on the elbow. Roll in, and press out. Roll out, twist through. Strong extension in the arm. Great. Good. That's it. Good. That's it. Good. Okay, so working a little bit on some Shihonage movements. So just to work on again the spiral, and in this case, just use the front hand. So imagine this is a kata origin. You're going to first with the front foot slide to the side this way, kind of reorientate the body. So you're in this kind of line. Just going to kind of slide out to a 90-degree angle. And then this, what I really have to focus on is grounding in this leg and coiling through the spiral this way. So really allowing the ground, the connection to the ground, and the spiral through the hand. Spiral through the hand. And then when you've got this spiral full extension with it, coiling out, take a step through the step. Just really working on the extension. So front hand, just keep the back hand kind of behind the body. Come out to a 90-degree angle and then really coil through the body. Full spiral extension. And then just step through into the extension. Just working this angle. Yeah. Just do nothing at this point and then really coil down and step into it. It's a nice clear extension. Rolling through. That's it. That's it. Good. 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 And then just bring this the second hand in. So the first thing you're going to do is again move to the side, and then this hand comes in and takes the grip. So this movement is it wants to reorientate my position so that the spiral can be effective. The other way is to just create a kind of gap in the grip, and then you seal in with the back hand, and then here the same thing, pressing from the front leg, find this kind of coil through the body. this way. And then when you've got that coil, find the other hand and then just step through here. Find this position and then just really get a sense of touching down to the ground. So really using the legs and just find the ground. So find the second hand, really find the spiral from the core, step in, find the back hand, and then really the sense of cutting down with the sword. Down and right the way to the ground, all the way to the ground. Using the legs in the left part. Find the rear hand, spiral through, find the top of the head, and then nice, nice. And have the feeling that actually most of the work's done by the time you've got this spiral here. So actually what you want to create is the extension along the arm and the kind of breaking away of the spine. So you want the whole body to kind of be arcing away from the spine. So you actually want this position by the time you've initiated the spiral. And then the entry, the rotation, and the cut down are just the kind of the finishing of the technique. They don't actually make the technique. The actual technique is actually done at this point. So it's kind of done from here. If you feel kind of expose the whole the structure of the person out, and then from here you're just kind of completing it. So the majority of the technique is done in this first motion or this second motion here. Spiraling through. So really feel that you use this spiral fully here. So you've got this fully grounded, and then you enter in, find the ground. So feel the majority of the work's done by this motion. So you really want to feel that you've kind of you've broken the person's back, and then the rest is just a kind of completion of the technique. This is just finishing. That's it. Great, great, great. Good. Good. Okay, good. And then rotate into the back. So for the urawaza, now the feeling is rather than just kind of moving the first step, what you want in the very first motion is to start this spiral here. So you start the kind of balance break right from the beginning. In this case, like really two arcs come from the body. So you slide the body in and find this kind of position. This kind of position. And then from this foot, from the foot that slides in, you're really going to coil out to the back. You're going to break it down to one, really coil through the body, two, this way, and then find this position. Down. So right to the back. You're going to coil in, find these two arcs, so the hands kind of meet each other, and then really coil to the back, keep the extension, find the ground. Give it a try. Waza. Slide in, coil. Nice. That's it. Good, good. Okay, good. So the mote and the ura, these form the kind of basic, really patterns for the Shihonage, and all the rest, all the techniques of Shihonage are really built off these. Then we've got some variation. So we'll try one variation. It's a nice one. In this case, rather than just kind of come to the side and do nothing and then find a tail, what you do in this case is raise this hand up. So it's really like sword work coming to here. So imagine you're going to do the same footwork as the emote, the basic. You're going to slide out to the side at the same time, raising the hand up. So this kind of motion here. And then from here, what you do is cut across and then step through, find around this way. So this works in a slightly different way. You find this movement up and then slice across and then push it in this way. This one's really kind of like sword work. So the movement's like raising the sword up this way and then slicing across and sliding it around. That's really a kind of sword work. This is a much more kind of fluid form. We'll do it in a kind of slightly more fluid way. Look for this. One. Good. That's it. Okay, and the key in this one, wait, if you do this with a partner when you can, get them to grab really strong, and the feeling is like if I go with the arm, that I just get stopped because the weight's lifting up. So in this case, really try and get the feeling that the center's going to initiate it. So sink in the center down to raise the hand up. So really get this sense that you're going to kind of pull the center out and raise the hand this way. It's really like using the sword work, like raising with the center, and then the arms follow. So get this sense you're kind of extended, connected to the center, and then just sink the center down, and the hand raises it this way. And the same feeling here, center shifts in first, center shifts in, and then in this way. Just try and do this in kind of two movements. Sink in, and then this whole movement's one. Cut in and cut down. Really try and feel the kind of sword work all the way through the movement. One. The kind of sword work. Just feel all the time the center sinking and cutting. That's it. Yeah. Good. That's it. All of that. Nice.
Das ist irgendwie falsch. Das ist
Okay, good. And then just try this one. This one's a really designed for kind of fluidity. So it's actually designed for a kinonagari movement. So imagine in this case, you're going to totally change all the angles. So The basic is to come out to the side here and then cut through and find the movement here. Now, looking for the Shihonage, what you do is move in this way and coil through it. So in this case, you're really going to kind of advance in, coil in this way, coil in this way, and step through. Now, because this is really Shihonage work, try and really get this as one motion. So the sense of coming in, sliding through, and cutting to the back. It's all now one motion. So coil and see really cut through. Yeah. Now the angles are much more wider, so really going to open the movement out, circular. Open the angle there, the motion. Just keep the hips leading everything coming through. Just keep the hips flexible, fluid. That's it. Okay, and just watch the hand, work of the hands, really kind of fluid. What you're going to do is kind of, with the first hand is, the feeling's like leading the hand out this way. So it's like leading it. Now what you're going to do is going to kind of pass the motion, pass the movement into this hand. And this hand takes over to take this movement. So just going to kind of fluid, I really get this feeling that this hand's leading out. And then it's got this feeling of like, during the slice of passing into this hand. And then this hand takes the motion over. So sense of a fluid, sense of passing between the hands. What this kind of feeling. So it's like passing into the hand, passing into the hand. This way. It's really a sense with the front hand. What the job of the front hand is to really lead out. What you're doing is leading the balance out. Yes, and then you complete the movement strongly with the other hand. There we go. Good, good, good.
I definitely need a partner with this.
This is really tricky. Not the easiest. Good. I try and show the ukemi so you've got a little bit of an idea. The idea in this one is like what you want to do is that as the person comes in for the grab, to draw them out this way. And then during this draw out, you're going to find the sliding move, which exposes the back. So really get a feeling you're going to kind of, as they come in, draw them out, and then complete the movement here into the spiral. So the sense of this hand is really to draw the person out. Draw the person out. And as I've got them drawn out, I cut across with a spiral. So in this case, really like sword work, the sense is like leading the tip of the sword and then slicing through for the cut this way. So just try now, you can go in and out with the hands or with the bokken, just try and kind of find these slicing movements. So this is really the key to it. Sense of slicing out with the sword. Just kind of go in and out with the bokken work. So it's kind of this really same movement this way. Let's really play with it. Good. That's it. Good. And then just finish with the sword. So just look at these again, these slicing moves. We did at the beginning, kind of slicing out and then slicing through. You feel like the basic kind of Shihonage move. Also slicing to the rear, slicing to the back. And then this motion we've just done is kind of really more fluid. Rolling in, slicing and cutting through this way. So just play with these kind of variations now with this. What you do is slice to the side and then you pass through underneath and slice to the rear. So this is really designed for also multiple partners, but really this kind of the Shihonage movement that we use for taijutsu. Just play with them. Get this kind of slicing, passing underneath and cutting to the rear. This is really the key to all these movements. Just really open the movements out. Good, 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 good. Nice. Very good. Okay, good. So we'll stop there. These kind of slicing moves and then this really cutting through and slicing to the rear. This is really kind of a signature with the Shihonage. So it works perfectly with the, also with multiple partners with the sword work. There's some really nice forms where you've got two people, one in front, one behind. So these are really nice forms. And they transfer kind of almost directly into the taijutsu work, into the Shihonage. Okay. Right. どうもありがとうございます。
どうもありがとうございました。